Stuart,
Yes, for me.
can you tell about how to prepare for the meditation?
Mm. Yes, yes. Look, the first thing is to get yourself as relaxed as possible. So whatever you do, like within a half hour or 40 minutes before the meditation, try to calm your mind, try to calm yourself inside, and get yourself ready to sit down and do deep inner work. It's not a good time to get involved in all kinds of tense activities and problems and things that require a lot of energy and time. It's a time to just kind of chill out a little bit and relax yourself and say, okay, I got to relax. I can't spend the first 20 minutes of the meditation just battling my mind. I can't come to the meditation and sit down and start fidgeting and moving and getting up. And I have to make a commitment to truly be here and to get the fullest of the benefits, you know, of what is being taught here. So all of this is dependent upon, one doing it. I know I do it before every meditation. I do things that just relax me and get me quiet and ready to work on myself so that when the class starts, I'm not interfering with the process of opening inside and trying to find a deeper connection in myself with higher energy in the universe. That's in the, I mean, look, if you have to take an exam, you got to study. You don't just walk cold into some exam at the university and think you're going to pass it. You got to prepare for the examination. If you come to this class, then you have to bring the highest level of yourself here. Bring gratitude, bring a sense of deep inner peace here, bring your need to have a spiritual life here. That will prepare you to do the meditation. Bring gratitude. And then you make the commitment to sit and do the work inside. It's like often say about a minute or two before the class will begin in 2 minutes. Please try and sit still, try to get centered, try to get focused, try to truly prepare yourself to be in the meditation. I mean, this class is maybe an hour a day, 3 times a week. Now that's, I mean, I once figured out there's 165 days, hours in a week. So what this requires is an hour a day, 3 times a day. If you come to all three classes, many of you don't, so that you sit down in that hour and you truly work on yourself. If you have something else to do, you put it off for an hour. If you think of this and you got to get up and move around, you put it off for an hour. And you sit down here prepared to do deep inner work. If you come that way, you will get the fullest benefit from what I have to teach in these meditations. So it takes discipline, it takes training, it takes a need to grow spiritually, where you're willing to do what is necessary in the class to grow spiritually. You don't do what you want to do here. You do what has to be done for you to grow spiritually. If you want to do what you want to do, then you don't belong here. Go do it where you want to do it. If you want to do this, then prepare yourself to do this. And come with gratitude, come with love, come with, a deep commitment to grow spiritually in yourself. Come with a need that is tantamount to everything else to truly connect with a higher energy in the universe. That will prepare you for this meditation.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question? Look, I don't have any rules here. I mean, I do have one rule, okay? Only one. And I don't really allow people to study with me that do any kind of hallucinogenic drugs because they truly interfere with the process of this meditation. So that's my only rule. No drugs. Other than that, there's no dogma here. There's no, you got to believe in a certain God and religion and this and that and the other. And you got to, be a vegetarian or be a meat eater or I'm really not interested in anything of that nature. The only thing I'm really interested in is that people that come here truly want to grow spiritually. And they're willing to take this hour and commit themselves to doing deep inner work. Then the class becomes a miracle. If everybody does that, the energy is always much higher in the class. But if people are moving and fidgeting and getting up and walking around, when I used to do classes in person, nobody would ever do that. They would come from miles away to do spiritual practice. I do classes online. Oh, I got to get something out of the kitchen cabinet. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to scratch my nose. I mean, when I did in-person classes, nobody would do things like it. People would use any disturbance that came into their head as a reason to go deeper into themselves, to learn how to get free of disturbance. So things don't bother you and you can stay centered and you can use everything that happens as a reason to get more centered inside yourself. That kind of discipline enables you to really quiet all the internal chaos. Mind gets quiet, the emotions get quiet, and to receive higher energy, to let it truly work inside you. Does anyone else have a question? Yes, Christy.
Yes, a question. Sometimes I feel like I receive messages during meditations. Do you see that as actual messages, or is this the ego getting in the way as a distraction?
It could be the ego getting in the way, but if you're open in a deep state of surrender, you will get messages. Higher powers will talk to you, they will work on you, they will perform operations on you. It will really help you to develop a child. But if you start thinking and daydreaming and this and my opinion and your opinion and this, then it becomes your ego, and those aren't really messages. Those are things that just interfere with the spiritual process. So it's really, look, I get messages all the time in class, and I've learned to welcome them. I open my heart and receive them and let them guide my life.
Thank you.
How do you know the difference? Well, one kind of message will fill you with gratitude and joy, and the other one will fill you with a lot of tension. If you're getting tense, it's your ego at play, your rightness at play, and you got to surrender it, let it go. Who needs tension? We have enough. We don't have to impose any more on ourselves.
Hmm.
Does anyone else have a question? I mean, my teacher Rudy used to really he knew how to make me work on myself. He would do things that I always thought were so outrageous and difficult for me. And the only way I can get an answer without running away is I used to go to the meditation room, sit down, and work through my tension until I finally would get an answer. When I got an answer, my heart would open, I would feel joy. And I remember once I got an answer and I went back and gave him a big hug and said, thank you. And he said to me, I didn't think you'd get it this quickly. I'll never forget that. I didn't think you'd get it this quickly. And I knew I got the right answer because I went with gratitude, with an open heart to the person who was teaching me how to have a spiritual life. And at the same time, used to bust my chops with stuff to get me to work on myself and saying, thank you for teaching me how to work on myself, for not letting me get away with my own crap. Does anyone else have a question? Once the mind gets involved, forget about it. It really creates hell, truly creates hell. Because any opinion you can have is just an opinion about the way you see the world. And the world isn't that way. It's not that way. You understand? So your opinion is you telling the word God how the world should be. And everything else is telling you, no, it's not that way. Surrender and learn how it really works. And if you learn to surrender, you learn how it really works. And then it teaches you how to go to a transcendental level to get answers, not answers in your brain. And then you know they're real answers. And oftentimes we have to go through tragedy, we have to go through so many difficult things to finally learn this. I mean, I'm so great. Today's been like a great day for me. I mean, look, I've had, you know, look, anybody who has children knows what you go through with children. Okay. You just know. I have a daughter and I know what I've gone through. And today she just got through it. It was like the title of my book, A Lotus Flower Out of Muddy Waters. Is really the title of my book that happened to her today. And she got a great job. She's living in a great place. I mean, it was joy in her heart. I mean, it was like, I couldn't believe it. I said, my God, this makes the year into something wonderful. And there are always signs, and the universe talks to you. You have to listen. You have to listen. And one of the things I learned is not to give my daughter my opinions. never, they never work, and she always does the exact opposite. So I listened. I listened to her. I let her make her mistakes. I let her find, and it worked out. It really, I mean, it was just unbelievable what happened today. It was just such a joy how it worked out. Does anyone else have a question? We're like, and just to finish this, the universe, God, higher energy, whatever you want to call it, it's speaking to us all the time. And the only reason we don't hear is we don't listen. We don't listen to what it's telling us. We're listening to these things in our head and our emotions and our tension, and instead of listening to what life is teaching us, literally every single moment of the day, we're being taught by higher energy. Now, in order to be a student of life, you got to build a system in yourself that is strong enough to be a student of life. It doesn't just happen. What happens is all the insanity in the world. But to be a student of life and really learn how to grow because of what life is teaching, you have to build a system inside that enables you to do it. And then life itself becomes such a sacred thing. Even the things you don't like are sacred. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, as I announced earlier this week, there'll be no meditation on Sunday. I'm having a retreat here. If any of you want to attend one of my retreats, there's going to be another one in February, around Rudy Samadhi Day, the 21st, 2nd, and 3rd. And make reservations if you want to come. You can get in touch with Jennifer. She will tell you, what the expenses are and this and that and the other. And God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you for being here and being in my life, and for demanding of me to grow and to really build a very profound system inside myself. God bless you all, and thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Bless you, Stuart. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. You look great,
Thank
Danielle.
you.
You look great.